Hello, this is Stampy, and welcome to a Minecraft Let's Play video, and another video inside of Stampy's lovely world. Good morning, William Beaver, and good morning, Polly Reindeer. It is a bright new shining day, and a perfect day to build a new minigame. And in fact, it's nice that it's a hot day, because, the new game we're building is going to be called Drenched, and you might imagine that we are going to get drenched in water when building this game, but I'll explain more about that once we get to the Funland. First, I'm going to go and I'm going to devour my breakfast. Nom 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 nom. Delicious, Barnaby. You can stand up and you can join me, and of course, it's a lovely world video, and it wouldn't be a lovely world video if I didn't add someone to my love garden at the start of the episode. And today, the person that I'm adding to the love garden is Dylan. And the reason I'm adding Dylan is because he made a Stampy Cat statue out of pipe cleaners. And I've actually tried making things out of pipe cleaners myself, and it's not an easy thing to do, but they did an absolutely amazing job, and I love the statue they made. And the best thing about it is you can probably bend it to kind of put it into whatever shape you want. So thank you so much for making it and sending me the picture, Dylan, and welcome to my love garden. Right then, let's go over to the doghouse, and let's choose which dog's going to join me. And William Beaver, you can choose which dog we're going to have joining us today, seeing as Polly was able to choose in the last episode, and then we can head straight to the Funland using the teleporter, and we'll be able to start building in absolutely no time at all. And I'm really looking forward to showing you what this mini game is going to end up being. So William Beaver, which dog should we take with us today? And it looks like he wants Benton to be joining us today. A jolly good choice, if I may say so myself. So let's go down to the you but there teleporter, and we can go straight to the Funland. And I can explain exactly what this game's going to be, because in some ways it's probably the simplest game I've done yet. But in other ways, it's quite complicated. And I know that probably doesn't make much sense right now, but it will all make a lot more sense once we start building it. And you just love spending time in here, don't you, Polly? You just love, with all of the contraptions and all of the redstone and all of these things, Polly could just spend an entire afternoon here, but we are not going to be doing that. We are going to be going to the Funland. So let me go and press this button and spin in a little circle, and we'll be there in no time whatsoever. Okie dokie, I think we should just about be at the Funland now. So let's stop making myself dizzy, and let's go and head to where we're going to be building. And it's right by the giant leaky tap game. There's an area where, I'll be honest, the game doesn't fit in perfectly here. And normally, I pride myself in making sure the mini games fit in pretty much exactly, like 2 blocks away from the paths. Here, one side it fits in perfectly, one side it's a little bit closer to the path than I would like. But you know what? It so almost fits perfectly here, I can accept it. I'm sorry if it's going to annoy any of you. I have come to terms with the fact it's not going to fit in perfectly here. Hopefully by the end of the video you will too. So let's go and just start building up the walls to it, and then I'll start explaining it. I just want to get the dimensions right first. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and we're basically building a box right now. So I need to go 17 in the same direction, the other direction, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. So I'm basically building a big box, and then William and Polly, you can build the same box, but on the other side over there. You need to be 1 block away from the path on that side, just because, as I said, it doesn't fit in perfectly. And let's explain what the game is. So the game's called Drenched. That doesn't give much of a clue about what the game is about, but what the game is actually all about, and this might surprise you, it's about finding string. Okay? You see what I mean by when I said it's kind of maybe one of the simplest games I've done, but in a way it's going to be more complicated. So this is going to be a room. This is going to be a big, kind of completely white room, and then it's going to have kind of different obstacles throughout the room. Well, not really obstacles, but more like pillars and things to jump over. Yeah, I guess obstacles does kind of fit the description quite well. So basically, lots of scenery. That's a nice word to use. Lots of scenery in the room, and you're going to hide 5 pieces of string in your room. And then you're going to switch to the other person's room and try and find all 5 pieces of string. That is pretty much the way the game works. But once you have all 5 pieces of string, you're going to place them in a row on the floor next to some tripwire hooks. And then if you walk over them, it's going to completely drench the other person in their room by pouring water through the ceiling. And it's going to basically get them soaking wet, let them know that they've lost, and also get rid of all of the string inside of their room. So basically that's the end of their chances of finding finding the string. And it also has the handy benefit of also kind of resetting the game, so you don't have to spend ages finding any string that was left for the rest of the time. So yeah, that's the general concept. So as I said, it sounds pretty simple. Once you see the way the room is decorated, you'll see just how hard it's going to be to find the string. It's not going to be an easy challenge. Look, I got some string on me now, so let me just put this string down, and look at that. Can you even see the string? Like, can you see it? Probably just about, but that's because you know exactly where I placed it. Imagine not knowing. No, let's do a test. Let's do a test. Everyone, look away from the screen now, and I'm going to put down some string somewhere. So look away. Go on, don't cheat. Look away. Okay, I've placed some string down somewhere, and now you need to try and find it. Okay, everyone look back. Can you see the string? Where is the string? I bet that if you didn't cheat and did look away, you probably can't even see the string right now unless you're really good. The string, I couldn't even see. It's down here somewhere. There we go. There's the string. So that probably gives you a good example of just how difficult this game is going to end up being. And remember, this is just me doing it on basically like a flat wall. This is going to be done in a room where there's going to be lots of hidey holes and places to put it. But the obstacles kind of have two purposes, because all of the water that is going to cover the entire room is only going to come down from one dispenser. There's going to be kind of like a cone with holes that's going to be on the roof of this building, which is going to spread the water out, and then all of the scenery inside the room, that is going to make sure that the water covers the entire area. And we need I can see my helpers waiting, so there's a choice. I can either build this half with dark blue or cyan. What do you guys want to choose? What side do you want to build? Because looks like they both chose different colors. Looks like Polly was the first to put a block down, so looks like they can do dark blue, and I'll do cyan over here. Polly decisively won that argument there with William about what color they want to build that one out. So yeah, it's going to be dark blue and cyan, just to kind of make it fit in with the kind of the theme and the color of water. So this is just going to be basically one stripe. So this isn't really going to affect anything, because all of the scenery is going to be lower than this line. The reason for this is basically just to make it look a bit better, because the thing is, this has to be kind of in this shape, and it also pretty much has to be made out of white wool, because white wool is the best thing to cover the string. So when I was trying to come up with the design for this game, I was pretty limited, because I just basically had to make a big white box. I had no choice about that. So I'm just adding a bit of a stripe in to add some color here. But the real big decoration is going to be the cone on the top. So basically, it kind of starts off high and it kind of slopes down and gets lower as it gets to the edge, but then has holes in. And the way the design works, it basically perfectly spreads out the water so it falls through the holes. So functionally, it works really well. But it also just kind of turned out looking really cool, because originally, when I was kind of designing the game, I was like, well, I can do this, but then I need to come up with some sort of decoration. But when I finished it, I was like, you know what? It just looks really cool anyway, so I didn't really need to add anything else. And then there's also going to be kind of almost similar to the leaky tap, actually. It's kind of a coincidence I'm building this right next to it. But there's going to be two kind of like towers coming out the middle. And then that's basically just going to have a trail of redstone going through, so that when you step over the tripwire, so basically the tripwire on this side is going to set off the opposite side, and it's just going to link up to one dispenser at the very top, which is going to fire out, and then that's what's going to spread the the water all over the floor. And that is the rule, by the way. It's the floor only, because you can place string so it's kind of on the walls or almost floating in the air. That is going to be against the rules in this game. It can only be placed on the floor, because otherwise it's going to be way too easy to hide it. And also the water is going to cover all of the floor, but it doesn't cover like every inch of the entire room, like up in the sky. So it just basically wouldn't work either if someone places it on the wall. So that's pretty much how the game works. So it's going to be one of the most simple to play. I have no idea just how difficult it's going to be. So as you saw, it's really difficult to see the string. The technique to find it, though, is to kind of stare right at it, because if you go right by it, you can see, like every block kind of has a black box around the outside of it. You can still see that on the string, even though if you can't see the string very well. So you really do need to look at every single corner. But the way I've designed the room, it's not easy just to go back and forth, because originally I tried it with just an empty room, and all you'll do is, it'd be really boring. You'll just go left and right, and just kind of look at every single inch of the room that way. And it was really boring that way. It just wasn't much fun. So this way, there's going to be kind of walls all over the place. And basically, it makes it so you have to kind of look all around the place in kind of a more difficult way, rather than just kind of going back and forth and doing the same thing. So what I'm doing here is I'm not filling in the entire ceiling. I'm basically kind of doing like a bit of a checkered pattern, I guess. I'm going to be doing lines across here like this, and then they're going to leave like holes that are going to be kind of through here, kind of like a cheese grater or something, I guess. So they're going to be basically all of the holes that the water is going to get through. And you're going to see just how many holes there's going to end up being. And every single one of those holes is going to have water going through it, all just from one dispenser. And that was the tricky thing. I know this seems like a very simple game, but it pretty much took me an entire day to work out, essentially, just because of just working out the water. And you know what water's like in Minecraft. Water in Minecraft isn't fun. It never goes where you want it to go, or goes too much, or you can't get rid of it, or it spreads somewhere. You know, water can be a little bit of a pain to work out in Minecraft, but I persevered and I was able to kind of get it all working, so it's going to cover the entire ground. Because my first design of the game was I fell down. My first design of the game was just I haven't put a doorway down yet. I think the doorway should be here. Well, actually, tell you what, I'm gonna have a break from building that up there, and let me start showing you kind of what this section's going to be like. So because the game is so much just made out of white wool, I did want to add a bit more color. So this middle section, which is going to be where you place down the string, this section is just going to be really, really colorful, just to kind of make up for how not colorful the rest of the game is. So I think I need to go by 3 and then have the wall, so it's here, and then 1, 2, 3, and then have another wall here, and then this should be 9 blocks wide, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. This is perfect. So this is going to go till basically the halfway point, and then on the other side it's going to be the dark blue wall, and then this is where it's going to meet in the middle. So this is basically marking the two sides of the game, and that's in the wrong place. And yeah, so this is kind of going to be like the boundary where you go and enter the game from. This is where you're going to be placing down the string, and also this is where the 2 giant towers that are going to go really high up. Something that I didn't really mention is just how big these cones are. They're not like a little thing that's going to be on the top. They're actually taller than this like block itself. It's going to go higher than these entire buildings are by just this weird looking cone thing on the top. And so yeah, they're going to look really good once we've ended up building them on the top there. So I basically need to have a 2 wide gap in the middle. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. That's perfect there. So this is basically going to mark where the entrance is going to be. So there's going to be a wall coming down here like this, and on this side there like that. And so yeah, this is where it's going to be linked up with the path there. And then these 2 walls here, these can be linked up like that there. And then yeah, this kind of marks the meeting point, I guess, for the 2 players. So let me just go and break away some of this dirt here, and we can go and start yeah, filling in some of the colored wool that's going to be down here. But tell you what, I'm going to leave this to William Beaver, because William Beaver is the he's kind of the master digger, and I'm actually going and start kind of doing a little bit more on the inside here, because this is almost as important as the cone on the top, because the cone on the top is going to make sure that the water's going to come down and it's going to spread through all of those holes. But that, of course, still isn't going to cover the entire of the inside. So the design in here, I thought William Beaver fell down, but I think he just saw an opportunity to dig and couldn't resist and just dived down. So yeah, so the design here, it's going to be good to hide the string. Also, it's going to be just great for spreading the water everywhere, because if you have the water fall down and it's on a kind of a block which is higher up than the one next to it, it basically means that the water is going to kind of spread all the way around that block. So I'm kind of utilizing that just to make it a really good way to go and spread the water out, so it goes and kind of covers the entire area on the inside of here. So it's going to be relatively easy to build, just because it's kind of symmetrical in 4 ways. So basically each quarter is going to be the same as the other quarter, but it's not just going to be flat ground. There's going to be things to jump over, kind of, there's almost going to be some parkour skills to this, because if you're going to be really fast, like, you have to jump around the place, because you're not just going to be able to walk on the floor. There's going to be like columns that you need to get on top of, because when I say you can only place it on the floor, I don't mean like literally just ground level. I mean, you're just going to basically place it at your feet. You can't place it so it's floating in the air. So there's a lot of different opportunities that you have to place it in weird places, and then you've got to decide, am I going to put 2 pieces of string close together here and then 1 in the corner? Do you want to spread them all out evenly? Like, there's going to be, like, I kind of like the game because there's kind of 2 points where you can make like decisions in terms of how to do your strategy. Kind of a bit like Berry, I guess, where you can choose to hide them in sneaky places and then, you know, be good at finding. So there might be someone who's just really good at finding weird places to hide the string, and then there might be other people that are just really good at like finding the string. And it's just raining helpers today. Every time I turn around, a Minecraft helper just falls down from the sky. And look at that. They've been able to fit in the ceiling. And I think even the ceiling that looks okay. We are going to be adding some glowstone in the room as well. Just because, seeing as this entire room is going to be completely filled with water, putting down torches didn't seem like the smartest idea, seeing as they'd all get completely destroyed by the water. So yeah, there's going to be some glowstone we can put down in the ceiling just to keep it lit up. And to be honest, I've gone off using torches a bit recently. I used to use them all the time, but I've now kind of started moving a little bit more towards using glowstone. I don't know. I always think that glowstone and white wool always looks really good together. So yeah, I think I'm going to start using that a little bit more in the future. But yeah, let's go and start doing the design. So these are basically just going to be kind of good places to hide it. You could also place the string on the top of all of these columns, but these also do the amazing job of kind of spreading out the water. So you'll notice that these columns are directly under the holes that I'm building above me. So basically the rule to kind of making the water spread everywhere is just to make sure that there's a little higher section right next to where all of the holes are going to be. Because otherwise, if you have it so the water's going down into a pit, then it's going to cover that area, but nowhere else around it. So yeah, when designing this area, I kind of had to think about both things at the same time. And I can't believe how much white wool I've used already in this episode. Have you kept track of how many stacks I've used just so far? It's absolutely crazy. And look at my helpers doing an amazing job kind of filling everything else in around there. So yeah, the goal for today is just to hopefully get the rest of this room done so I can show you this design. Then in the next episode, that's when we kind of go upstairs and we do the cone and yeah, hopefully get the redstone in. But the redstone is really, really simple. It's basically just literally a trail leading from the traps to the tripwires and then up to the top. So yeah, building the room, put the columns all the way around the outside, and then there's going to be kind of like a little walkway through the middle here. And the reason for this is basically to kind of stop happening what I said about, where if you know, I want to stop people from just being able to go left and right. So by having this here, it kind of means that people are going to have to jump over these walls basically in order to make their way around, because we are going to be building up these walls a little bit higher. So that cross there should hopefully be in the very middle of the room. Let me just go and have a look at it and see if it is right. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Look at that. I'm getting really good at that, guessing the middle of areas. So yeah, this is just going to be like a huge cross section here, and then we can just build this all up by a couple blocks, just to make sure that you can't jump over it just when you're running through the middle. So if we build this all up a few blocks like this, but then of course we're going to go and keep up with the pattern that we have been doing and kind of adding pointy bits all over this area. So actually, I think I should make this 3 blocks high, because if it's only 2 blocks high, and then in these area down there, I kind of add blocks poking up. It means you're going to be able to jump up too easily, and you are going to be able to get up here, but I don't want you to be able to kind of jump up here from wherever you want, just so there are things that you have to go and run around, and you can't just go and jump over the entire area too easily. So I want there to be as many kind of different sneaky hidey holes to put the string as possible. So yeah, let's go and kind of fill in the middle here. So basically every other block we're going to go and place down this, and once again you'll see the pattern is kind of lining up with the holes that we have above us, just to make sure that the water goes exactly where you need to go. So the water's basically going to hit these walls and then trickle down into kind of like this trench down here, and then with these blocks it's going to go and get spread out through the entire area there. So we now need a way to be able to get on the top. So in this section, well, on all 4 of these sections, I'm basically going to kind of build a pattern like this. So this is once again going to help spread out the water, but you could jump up here and jump up there like that in order to get to the top. So let's go and do this on all 4 sides here. And then, to be fair, we've actually got the majority of this done already. Like, for a relatively complicated design, only built out of white wool, because it's way more difficult building out of the same color. But yeah, for a relatively difficult thing, we've got, yeah, most of this done relatively quickly. So once again, we're going to keep up with the same pattern we did before and kind of add in more of these columns up the top like that. So let's go and add this on all of these sides here. And then I believe the only other thing I need to add in after that is the pointy bits that are going to be on the top of the wall in the middle as well, because otherwise the water isn't going to spread evenly around there. So literally along where I'm standing now, we need to add some parts poking up around there, and then that does mean that we will be able to cover this entire room with just one single dispenser. And you should thank me about that, by the way, because if I didn't do it that way, that means that every single one of those holes would have been a dispenser, and that's what the original idea was. And then that means that this game would have had so much more redstone than it's going to have, but at the moment we've kept it relatively redstone free, and you could totally play this game without any redstone. If you wanted just to build an arena in any shape you want and play the string hiding game, I know it might sound like a silly game, but I think it's going to be so difficult to be able to find the string. There's actually going to be a lot of skill to kind of both hiding and finding the string. I think this is a game that might surprise people for just how fun it's going to end up being, just from the little tests I've done where I've basically just had someone hide string in a room and, you know, just see whether I can find it, or I've hidden string for people just to see if they can find it, and they generally can't unless they go right up to it. Generally, people can't find where it is. So yeah, here is the design the room's going to be. It looks kind of crazy, doesn't it? So let me do a test. Let me go and actually, is the room on the other side done? How are they? Okay, looks like they're only just starting doing this room here, which is fair enough, seeing as they did build the the entire middle section here. But I need a volunteer, right? William Beaver, I need you to volunteer. You no longer have building duties. You now have string finding duties. So what I want you to do is first stand over here and face this wall. Okay, face the wall, right up against it, and don't peek. Keep your eyes closed and stay there until I say. I'm going to hide 5 pieces of string in this room here, and I'm going to give William Beaver only 30 seconds to find as much string. Actually, tell you what, I'm going to be generous. I'm going to hide 10 pieces of string. That's right, 10 pieces of string in the room. So you would think that would be absolutely easy to find, but I'm going to prove just how hard it's going to be. Right, William Beaver, you now have 30 seconds to find as much of that string as you can find. So starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. Right, 30 seconds to find as much string as you can from inside of the room. Don't spend any time out here. You need to go and start looking. My guess is he will find, I reckon he might find 2, maybe 3 out of the 10. And remember, when we play the actual game, we're only going to be hiding 5 pieces of string inside of there, so it's going to be even more difficult than the test I've done now. And you're also going to have the fear of water kind of coming down and raining on your head at some point during the game. But anyway, William Beaver, you have run out of time. That is 30 seconds gone. Please now exit the room and show me. Oh, he's found at least some. He has found some string, so throw down 1. Oh, whoa. He found a lot of string. William Beaver might be good at this game. He found 3. Actually, that's about what I guessed. Slightly more. So 3 pieces of string out of the 10 that I hid in there. Of course, there won't be a time limit like that. The only time limit you're going to have is basically how fast the other person is going to be. Like, if you're both slow, then you're going to have plenty of time. But if one person's fast, then you better get a move on as well and try and be as fast as you can, because otherwise you are going to get drenched. There's a reason why that is going to be the name of the game. So right then. This has been an amazing start. We've got the outside of these walls done. We've got the inside of this room done, and I'm sure in absolutely no time at all, Polly will have the inside of this room built as well. So yeah, in the next episode, we are going to add the fancy looking cones on the top. That's going to spread all of the water, and of course the dispensers themselves that are going to be firing out the water. And once that's done, that will be the game ready, and we can go and play it properly. So yeah, there's going to be a link in the description to the next episode once it's online. But for now, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye!